NFL offseason storylines, I feel like this essentially starts and ends with AJ Brown. I mean, it's been reported any and everywhere that you'll listen that June seems to be the time that AJ Brown is going to get moved to the Patriots, man. I wonder what that package will include. And it seems as though the Eagles also made provisions to move on from AJ Brown. They drafted Mekhi Lemon. I'll talk about that in my NFL draft recap section because they were one of the teams I actually liked their draft a little bit. But they drafted Mekhi Lemon. They signed one of the receivers away from Green Bay. I'm kind of blanking on his name right now. Wicks, Dontavian Wicks. They still got Smitty. They brought in Hollywood Brown. So they have receivers. But the only thing is the type of receiver that they would be losing. A.J. Brown is more of a boundary X kind of receiver, can win one-on-one. If you see him versus a DB, you just throw it to him. He's going to make a play. They're losing that, and they replaced it with a Mekhi Lemon, who's more of a slotty kind of receiver. I know they were comparing him to Amon-Ra St. Brown coming into the league. So that'll be interesting to see how their scheme changes. I read that the new OC is going to want to play a lot of with 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. So they did end up drafting a tight end. That's, again, another one of the picks that I really loved that the Eagles made. The Eagles had a really good draft, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I was a fan of Philly's draft, and it'll be interesting to see what they get back for A.J. Brown as well. I would like to see what draft picks next year that they receive, because that could matter a lot. You know, I mean, seems like it's not all sunny in Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. Is next year the year they look to pivot off of a Jalen Hurts and draft the quarterback? I'm assuming depending on how the season goes. But again, I had to highlight. They also got Eli Stowers in the second round, another guy that goes over the middle. That's like a move tight end, can block, can also play that slot position. 2 good offensive weapons. Those 2 guys are big names for Philly that honestly should help them when replacing A.J. Brown. I feel that very much. Another one of the offseason stories that I wanted to highlight, man, was the Giants. The Giants moving on from Dexter Lawrence was insane. And that's more so probably should be in my draft recap section, but it's also part of the offseason. They traded him 4 draft picks, and they ended up using those 2 draft picks, the Giants, to get 2 impact players, 2 really good guys. They were able to snag Arvell Reese at 5. At 10, they were able to grab Francis Maui-Noah, the best offensive tackle in the draft, essentially to help out Jackson Dart. And I think those were John Harbaugh type picks, both in the trenches. I mean, Reese is probably going to be an edge rusher. If he plays linebacker, that's cool. But they'll want him to probably rush from the edge. But Maui Noah's an offensive lineman. You got to build from the trenches, man. And so I think that'll help Jackson Dart a lot. Another offseason NFL storyline I just wanted to highlight, man, was a lot of the changes that happened this offseason with my Jets losing Tyrod, going to the Packers, to Mike Evans going to the San Francisco 49ers, to the Dallas Cowboys seeming like they're bringing back George Pickens, but then them having an amazing draft as well. Caleb Downs falling to them. Well, they traded up a pick to get him, but Caleb Downs, like, the NFL is just in a state of change. Till Kyler Murray going to the Vikings. Oh my gosh. It's so much that I'm looking forward to.